wonderful. She is the Renaissance woman. And actually, you do speak French.
Je parle français, oui.
Oh, see? Right here.
Case in point. I don't know how to say
that.
And,
well, it doesn't matter. We've got Rosé. We're going to talk all about what's happening with Cate because she's got a gazillion amazing projects. And she is one of those women that knows exactly what she wants. She's very focused. We went to grad school together, so that's how we met.
Yes,
she's a phenomenal actress. And she's got an amazing podcast called The Limit Does Not Exist, as well as Math Brain, the short film that's incredible, and as well as Tutored, the series. I mean, literally, I can just knock out all these bullets, and they're each done very well.
Oh, thank you,
really
Lolo.
well.
I feel like I'm the color of this rosé right now. You're just making me blush. Thank you
Cheers.
so much. Cheers.
I had to give her my favorite, Whispering Angel.
Ooh.
And here's the thing, we can have a sip without it.
Okay.
But we can also, I love, actually Molly, who was a guest on the show earlier, she took me to the Green Bar Distillery downtown, and they were having an event. They've got this amazing, is this the Amaro? Yeah, bitter liqueur. Sometimes I throw this in rosé, or you can throw it in whatever kind of cocktail you want, and bitters. So my brother loves to make all kinds of like cocktails, punches, whatever. He's all about
Steven.
that. Yay, Steven! You gotta smell this.
Oh my
because
gosh.
the lavender bitters are really delightful.
What?
I don't know what's really inside it.
That is
What does it say?
like bitters met a spa. That is amazing.
Yes.
That is so beautiful. Oh my
So,
gosh.
I would say go downtown. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And they have all kinds of this is just the one that I liked, but they have a whole wide range. So.
Oh my gosh, that is the thing. You are you always know what is good, Lolo. What is great.
I know, you're right. I do know what's good. You. Cate Campbell is good. And this is why I have to tell you. I want to know because there are so many, there's so many smart and talented actors, but a lot of times we're not always as, I would say, science, math driven.
Oh.
And you really, how did you blend this love? I mean, where did it begin? Because it's amazing.
That is such a great question. You know, it began with the hustle and needing to pay my rent, as so many things do when you're an actor, you know. And so I had just moved to New York right after college, and I was looking for work. And a friend of mine said, Cate, I know a woman who's looking for tutors. And so I got hired as a math tutor, which when she first hired me, I was like, hold up. Did you notice that I was a theater and English major? Like, why do you think that I can tutor math? And she was like, you know what, Cate, just take the book home and see what you remember. And not only did it come back to me, but I started relearning it in this new way. And I learned that in working with students, and most of my students as a tutor have all been teen girls, it really has never been about oh, you're not smart enough to do this. Like, it's never about that. It's about cracking open the material in a creative way, which, as actors, we are so used to taking a script, breaking it down, bringing it to life. And I was able to find a way to do that with math that really started exciting me, that I wasn't seeing in other places.
Well, no. Let's be clear. You are breaking boundaries because the way you make math, you're right. You totally crack it open in a way that I want. I wish I would have had someone that had, this. When math literally was my worst. I could not stand that subject. Many tears were brought because of it.
Yes.
My dad trying to break it down to me. The only thing that I could get was the multiplication table. You asked me anything, I knew that around the world game in 4th grade. That was it. I was like, what? 8 times 7, 56.
Oh, you have not lost it.
Thank you.
Not that I'm surprised. No, I mean, I just kind of found myself, in between acting jobs with this posse of teen girls who were like,
so dope.
Cate, you're speaking our language. I mean, I'm also the kind of person where, if I'm working with someone in math and they're on their phones, I'm not going to be put that away. I'm like, what are you looking at over there? Ooh, where's math in that? You know what I mean? So it was just kind of started out being very playful, and then 2 years ago, I really was interested in starting to produce my own work, just wanting to move into, being a creator, being a producer, in addition to being an actress. And so I made this short film called How I Do Math. And essentially, I took 16 girls and 6 women and just put them in front of the camera and asked them to talk about their experience.
It's beautiful, and actually we're gonna show a brief clip of it right now, so you guys get a little sneak peek.
Yay.
1 second.
When that click happens.
But then there'll just be like a click.
And I got it. Oh my God, love so much.
Makes me feel so good, you know? And I love it. It makes me so happy.
If you don't get it, that's totally normal.
There were the people who were good at math and talented and able to pick it up easily, and I was in the struggle camp.
I was just kind of like, what are we doing? Like, what is this?
Thank you for sharing that. 'Cause
You got it.
It's so moving. I have to say, when I first watched it, I was like, wow. It's amazing how that, you know, because I love that word, cracking open, because that is, as actors, that's what we get to do.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing when you teach.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first foray then.
Yeah, so that was the first foray, and that I really just I shot in a day, put it online, went to bed, woke up, and Shonda Rhimes had tweeted out that video. Let me tell you, okay? I was like, okay, this is striking a chord here. This is pretty cool. And so then I decided to move into a scripted project because that is what I love, is scripted comedy. So I wrote a 6-episode digital series called Tutored for and with my very first student in LA, Ava Penner, who is wonderful.
Awesome.
Yes.
I see her a lot, and I see a lot of you and her and vice versa. You guys are a really good duo.
Yeah, she was just great. It's a really fun, it really is a buddy comedy. I always say it's like Gilmore Girls meets Broad City, because it's like we're getting into all these shenanigans, and honestly, very little math is done. It really comes down to what the relationship is, which to me is always what I'm really interested in. And even when I, was working as a tutor a lot, it was really about what is the relationship here? What is the rapport? Because from that comes trust, and from that can come learning. So it was just, Tutored was a very, very fun sort of, I call it a creative pasta throwing. Every episode is very different. And it was really us figuring out, me as the writer director, but also Ava, acting and collaborating with me, us figuring out what makes us laugh. What's the good stuff here?
Okay, I have to talk about your podcast. The Limit Does Not Exist, because I got to go to a live taping. My brother and I got to go. So fun.
So great to have you there.
I mean, literally, when I tell you this woman knows her stuff and does her thing, I mean, it was such a joy to see you in your element. I've been able to see her on the stage, which she's, amazing. She really does. You really do love character work, but I like that this translates. And remind me, your co-host,
Christina Wallace.
Mm-hmm. She, you guys are such a great duo. And so, how did that come together? Because you guys have got a huge following, as rightly as you should.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Really, that can be traced back to How I Do Math, which is the first short that I made, that I mentioned earlier. It really is incredible how you make something that is inside of you and you put it out there, and you never know what's going to come from that. Things that you can never predict. Christina had seen the video. She lives in New York, but she was like, wait a minute. Yeah, she was an actress who's into math and into STEM, which is, of course, science, technology, engineering, math. Math is grouped into that. Christina is really into tech, but has a theater background. So she was like, wait, and you're a tall redhead. I got to meet. So was Christina. She's like, I got to meet you.
Yes.
So she came out to LA, and we got together, and we were talking about, how can we keep breaking open this subject of math and everything that's related to it. And a couple weeks later, one of the things we talked about is maybe doing a podcast. And a couple weeks later, Forbes came to Christina and said, we would love for you to do a podcast. Is there someone you'd love to do one with? And she's like, yes. Cate Scott Campbell would be great to do a podcast with. So we asked them if we could do a podcast about the intersection of STEM and creativity. And really what it's come to is people who are really doing these interdisciplinary, uncharted career paths that we get to talk to. It's really inspiring.
It's very inspiring, and it's very fascinating to listen to.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, subscribe. You guys have had
Yeah,
50?
yeah. We just,
No.
I know I have to think about what we just recorded our 50th episode a few weeks ago, and we do it weekly now.
Yes.
Which is, that's a train that keeps coming, and we're happy to be on it. It's great. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we really, we just love that we get to hear about careers that we didn't even know existed. It's always blowing my mind at how people are really like following their curiosities and finding unexpected ways to bring them together. It's been really fun.
This is why I call her the Renaissance woman.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously, I love how you blend everything together. Where can we find, obviously,
Yes.
please let us know the platforms that we can listen to and follow and watch. We want to see where Cate Scott Campbell goes next.
Absolutely. Well, my personal website and my social channels are probably the best place to find everything.
Okay, great.
So it's CateScottCampbell.com, and I'm at Campbell Kate, and that is Kate with a C on Twitter. Thanks, Mom and Dad. On Twitter and Instagram. And then for the show, we are at Admiral Hopper, and that is a reference to Admiral Grace Hopper, who was this amazing woman in engineering and in tech and an incredible teacher years ago, who was this like very early inspiration for the show. And our website is humanvendiagram.com.
We will have all of this, of
All
course.
of the links.
We'll have all the links. Please make sure to tune in because literally it's a joy. I have one last question.
Yes.
What is your favorite summer food or drink? Because we're in summertime.
Ooh, that is a great question. Okay, I love from my kid days in the summer at Disneyland, I love a frozen lemonade for a drink.
Oh, yeah.
And I have yet to, probably like the closest adult version of that is a really cold limoncello. But it just is so refreshing, and I've got to find a way. I bet you could find a way.
I'm gonna find that.
to like add the right liqueur to a nice frozen lemonade. I love that so much. And then I've just got to say, tacos of all kinds. I am a California girl, so I love fish tacos. I love it all. So any kind of Mexican food, I am down for. But really, 24/7, 365. So. But yeah, I just have to say, Lilo, I am so happy to be on your show. I am such a huge fan, and it is the highlight of my week to watch. And you just bring me so much joy.
Thank
and
you.
And everyone so much joy.
Thank you. With that, we're gonna end. Look, I'm like with that compliment from my girl. We're gonna end. Thank you so much for being here. This has been such a joy, and please feel free to subscribe, tune in, write comments. Let me know how you're enjoying everything, okay? And have a beautiful and delicious summer.
Cheers.
Cheers. See you all soon.